Okay, good evening, everyone. So thanks for joining the Python part 2 session. So already we discussed about the yesterday related to the Python one. So the Python uses generally Python is the most recommended one into the in recent days with respect to the data engineer or a data analyst, data science, machine learning development point of view, right? Nowadays Python is very popular. Okay, particularly data engineer point of view. Okay, we are going to use some Python related concepts, not everything, only few things, because Python actually having a lot of libraries, lot of packages, right? So depends upon the situations, we are going to work on only few things only, not complete part. Okay, so data engineer point of view, usually we are expecting the big data workloads from the source systems. While handling the big data workloads, if there is any huge data volume, right, definitely we need to write some complex logics. Okay, on that time only, right? So few Python concepts actually we are gonna use into the data engineer part, right? So before that, uh, as usual, first you need to know about the Python basics first of all. The very first basic is Python indentation, next to variables, data types, right? The role of list and tuple and set and dictionary and data type conversions and the Python functions, right? So normal Python functions, we start with the def keyword and anonymous functions, lambda functions, exception handling, right? So these are all the majority part actually common for all places with respect to the development, data analysis, data science, machine learning, right? So this is the basic common platform. Okay. Today I'm gonna focus on these basics, right? So once if you're good into this some few basics, I will show you the actual usage, right? The code executions in Airflow level and the Databricks level. Okay. In next part, 3 session part, right? We'll see the few more labs. Okay. The high level usage in complex related workflows we'll see. Right. So the very first one is Python. Anyway, Python is very famous one. So development point of view, data engineer point of view. So we can use this concept. So majority here, I'm planning to first focus on the Python introduction part, Python indentation, variables, data types, the like to handle the strings, numbers, list, tuple, set, dictionaries, and casting, right, for converting the one data type to another data type, and the operators, expressions, the control flow statements, right, if, elif, else, and loop, and the functions and modules, some OOPS related concepts. Okay, the class, objects, inheritance, polymorphism, scopes, and modules, and exception handling. Okay, this part is enough, right, while working with the data engineer point of view. Python introduction. As usual, it's very famous programming languages. So if you compare the other programming languages, .NET only suitable for the C#.NET only belongs to the .NET point of view. Core Java actually completely belongs to the Java related point of view. But Python actually useful in many places. For example, I want to develop a web application. I want to read the data from the databases level, develop the web applications. We can use the Pythons. Okay, and I want to handle the big data workload from the source system. Here we can use the Python concepts. When you're working with the machine learning, right, some data science, some calculations, some arithmetic, or some advanced algorithms point of view, also we can use the Python, right? Python actually works on different platforms, like it supports the Windows, right, Mac, and Linux. So if you see, when you are compared to the other programming languages, so Python, the way of code look like somewhat to understand English level, English language level. Okay, right. Next, Python indentation, very important. Okay, so Python plus int markup language, AML, with respect to the Ansible AML, or else other DevOps AML pipelines, right, or else Kubernetes Docker related AML pipelines. Python AML actually following the indentation, right? So indentation. So indentations means spaces, guys. Simple spaces. While writing the code, right? Okay, you need to give the spaces, 4 spaces, right? If you are planning to write a Python code, definitely we need a IDE tool. IDE tool, Integrated Development Environment Tool. With the help of this environment tools only, we are going to write the Python codes. Right, one of the tools is Visual Studio. Even though we have a numpy, right, there are other tools also available, but all tools actually having the same options. Okay, right. First, we are writing the code, and this IDE tools actually having the options to directly to set up the repository. Right. Generally, while working with the real-time project, we are not store the files into the local system. Obviously, we need to store this files and the pipelines into the repository. Means securely we are placing the our project-related files into the repository. Who did the changes at what time? Right, for tracking point of view. Right. So we used to store our project-related stuff into the repo, like Azure repo, Bitbucket, GitHub, GitLab. Right. There are plenty of repositories available in the market. So it depends upon the client requirement and usage, right? We are gonna store our project related files and pipelines, the code, everything used to push into the repo, so that our code will be secure. Okay, every IDE tool actually having the same options. Same. Okay, right. So Python extension is .py, right? If you choose the like a .NET extension is .cs, JavaScript.js, and Python extension is .py, right? File name .py, right? Py means Python. Okay. So for example, indentation, right? Indentation means spaces. For example, x equal to 10, right? Here x, right, is a variable, right? Variable means just we are assigning something into the left side. Always variable comes to the left only, guys, right? Variable name is your wish. Variable name is your wish. Okay, so this variable actually, right, holding the right side one. Maybe right side is an integer or float or a complex or a string, anything. Variable actually holding the right side one, right? We just assigning it to the variable. Here x is a variable, right? And here I'm writing one statement like if it is one of the condition. Every programming language is actually having the conditions, right? Either if you want to get the true condition or else false condition, obviously we need to go with the plenty of conditions available. Depends upon the situation. We are using the if condition, elif condition, else condition, while condition. Okay, for example, if x greater than 5, right? Greater than 5. Okay, so like the way you need to write the code, guys. Okay, just to give this symbol. Okay, after next you can click on enter. See, so my file extension is .py. Here, this file extension is .py, means this IDE tool actually understand, okay, these guys are planning to write the code by using Python. So after this colon, if you see the above line and if you see this next line, right? So whatever I just pass this this symbol, next to directly it comes under the in this section means spaces. Spaces. This we can call it as the indentation, even though it will be highlighted in the left side color, right? So 4 spaces. In case if you want, you can give the 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 spaces. 4 mandatory. You need to give the 4 spaces, but no need. Directly at the time of writing the code, if you click on enter button after the second statement, right, directly it comes under the proper place only, because here the extension is Python following the indentation. Here you can pass the any statement, your logic. For example, here I'm trying to print the statement, right? Print. If you take any programming languages, if you want to see some print messages, like while writing the code, obviously we need to debug it, right? Whether it goes to success or a failure or any exceptions or anything. I want to some print some messages for checking point of view, whether I'm going in correct way or not, whether I'm writing the code correct or not, right? Whether this condition is correct or not. Okay, so for this reason, obviously every programming languages, either scripting languages or else coding, right? Obviously we need to print the messages. Okay, like in C, C++, Java, .NET, Python, we have a print statement, right? Same here also, print statement. So inside the print statement, just provide the double quotes. For example, X is big. X is big. Simple, guys. Here I'm writing the simple, very basics. codes. Nowadays, 6th class student actually having the Python syllabus. Okay, the reason, so Python in coming future gonna play the very, very important role. Already Python playing the very key role in AI point of view and applications development point of view, the drivers development point of view, right? Some artificial intelligence, anything, right? So that is the reason Python actually started in the school days onwards only. Okay, so I just print the message. If you click on enter button, right, directly it comes under the in this statement only, because here we are following the print message. So here we are following the indentation. Python already aware of, right, the way of cursor, where exactly it is going to place. This Python already aware of it. But if you are planning to write this same Python code into the Notepad or Notepad++, right, manually you need to take care of the indentation process. Okay, so majority of the peoples at the beginning of the days, they are struggling with the indentations only. Okay, nowadays we have a AI tools, straightforward chat GPT, other tools available. We whatever the indentation which issues which you are facing, right? Just you copy and paste it. Maybe some domains while working with the real-time projects, maybe they are restrict this some obviously this ID tools. Sorry, obviously some Google Stack Overflow, this AI tools. At the time, right, you need to aware of this part. And even though at the time of entering the question, giving the interview point of view, they are asked me to share. They are nowadays they are asked to share the screen and open the code editor, and you need to write it in front of the screen sharing only. You need to debug the code and explain. Obviously, you need to aware of this the code execution part. That is very, very important. So print statement. So here again I'm writing one more condition if. Okay, right. So here I just please speak from your end. Okay, all right. Right. Again, I'm printing the message. If the x, say mathematical function, guys, mathematical one. So if you know mathematics, right? Say mathematic, whatever the mathematic having the concepts, the operators, right? The arithmetic operators and logical operators, right? The numbers, the floats, the strings, same concepts. We are able to see at the time of writing the codes. Okay, for example, the print statement is x is even. X is even. I just write simple code. Simple code. Every ID tools actually having the right debugging tools. Right. For example, sorry, debug means I want to run this Python file. Click on this run Python file. So in down, right, there is a terminal actually available here. There is a terminal. Every ID tool actually having terminals. Terminal. So here you can able to see the your code. This is the first print statement. This one is the next to print statement. Okay, I'm trying to give this print statements for each and every logic point of view. Here I'm able to see the prints, what exactly here I'm doing. While working with the Databricks point of view, we have a notebooks, obviously. In the notebooks, anyway, we are writing the code and executing the cells. Anyway, I will show you. Okay, this is the way we need to write the code. And one minute, guys. First, let me create my cluster. After that, again, I will start with the Python concepts. 1 minute. Let me launch the workspace. Okay. I need a cluster. Without cluster, we can't execute the notebook codes. For example, my cluster name is dev cluster. Let me select the some policy. These concepts I will explain in the live sessions in the data engineering point of view. DS3 is fine for me. Create. Okay. So we have a ID tools. Here we are writing the code. Here we are writing the code. Okay. Even though this ID tools also, we can write the notebook code, guys. Right. For example, here. Okay. Anyway, we'll see this part later. So here there is a workspace. Databricks point of view, we have a notebook concept is there. Okay, here notebook actually supporting the cells. Okay, plenty of cells. Right, here we are gonna write the code. This notebook's actually supporting the multiple programming languages, Python, SQL, Scala, R. Anyway, right? By default, one is Python. Sometimes we are going to write the code into the notebooks as well. Sometimes this notebook actually used to integrating into your ID tool. Here also we can write your notebook logic codes. Okay, either ID tool or else notebooks. So let me run few things. For example, now it's time to discuss about the variables and data types. Variables and the data types. So already I explained the variable just holding the right side one, right? We are just assign something into the variable part. So for example, a is a variable. We can just assign, right, integer, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 actually comes in the integer. So b equal to 3.5 something. This one float. Majority of the folks are already aware of it. My responsibility, I need to cover all those things. Okay. So for example, c equal to like 2 plus something 3, 5, j. Right. This one is a complex actually. Complex. Right? So notebooks actually supports the multiple cells, right? Your wish, the way of writing code, your wish. So generally, we are not gonna maintain everything into the cell, one cell. We used to divide the way of writing things into the multiple cells and multiple notebooks as well. Okay, right. Fine. Anyway, operators, the flows, we'll see. How about the cluster? Let me attach the cluster. I need this cluster. Okay, fine. Anyway, it will take some time. Meanwhile, let me focus on the main data types. Main data types. Anyway, integer, string, float, these data sets actually common. And sorry, data types actually common into the RDBMS part programming point of view. But a very, very important one is the list and tuple and set and dictionary. Okay. Entry point of view, while working with the real-time projects point of view, these four actually gonna play the important role, because obviously we are handling with the big data workloads. At the time, the data handling point of view, the way of data we are going to try to put into the either list or a tuple or a set or a dictionary. So for this reason, you need to aware of this data types. Okay, first one. So in the cell, if you use the hash means comment. So there are different data types available: list and a tuple, okay, and a set and a dictionary. Very, very important. So list actually, how exactly we are going to define the list? See, the reason I'm able to see some skeleton of code. The reason my notebook actually supporting the latest like a cluster framework. This cluster frameworks actually giving the right whatever if you guys are planning to write at least some code starting, right, it automatically giving the some skeleton of code. See, this list actually starts with in these brackets. This brackets, right, we can call it as a square brackets. Square brackets. Okay. Even though you need to aware of which bracket we can treat like a square bracket. Is the square brackets part of the list or a tuple or a set or a dictionary? Okay. Square brackets comes under the list part. List part. For example, numbers equal to num is a variable, right? For example, 10, 20, 30. Right, this one, right, comes under the list. Okay, next one is tuple, right? Tuple parenthesis brackets, tuple parenthesis brackets. Okay, right. For example, a equal to a, again a is a variable. Say, okay, I'm passing some data, right? This one belongs to the tuple. Okay, tuple. Above one is list. Below one is tuple. Next, we have a set. Basics is important. While writing the code point of view, you need to be aware of the basics. Set means curly brackets, simple curly brackets. Okay, these brackets, right? We can call it as a curly brackets. Curly braces, sorry, curly braces. Okay, like b equal to say only the brackets only different. Data is same. Okay, we can pass any type of data within the curly brackets, within the parentheses brackets, within the square brackets. Next to dictionary. Key value page, simple. Dictionary means key value page. Same curly braces with key value page, right? Curly braces, right? Key value page. Key value page. Same like a JSON, JavaScript object notation level. Okay, right. How about the cluster? Okay, cluster creation part is done. We'll do some one lab. Let me go to the storage account. I will show you the way of usage. If I keep on explaining the basics, maybe some of the flows actually feeling bored. That is the reason I am planning to show one of the frequent use case. The earlier batch, people are already aware of the way of reading and the way of writing the data on top of data lake Gen 2. Sorry. Can you please confirm the participants list 31? Are you guys are aware of the Azure related concepts, the way of reading the data from Databricks to storages? How many guys are not aware of? Please confirm. Please respond. So based upon that, I will decide, guys, whether I can explain in detail level. If you guys are already aware of it, I can try to give just overview.
I'm still learning it.
Can you please come again?
Yeah, I'm not aware. I'm just catching up.
Okay, you are not aware of. Okay, right.
Yeah.
Others, are you guys are aware of the way of writing the indentation Python PySpark code on top of data lake Gen 2 by any chance?
No.
No,
No.
sir. If possible,
Okay.
please give detailed explanation.
Right. Okay, fine. Very, very important use cases. Right. Here, in reality, in Azure or AWS's point of view, data actually landing into the storages, either AWS S3 bucket or else blob storage or else data lake Gen 2. Majority, as a data engineer, Azure point of view, we are gonna work on storage account data lake Gen 2 100% only. Okay, 100% we are gonna work on storage account data lake Gen 2 only, not a blob storage. Blob storage actually not suitable to the handling the big data workload because blobs having some limitations. Data size point of view, there is a limitation. The reason to introducing the data lake generation to concept in storage account in Azure, especially for handling the big data workloads only. In reality, if you go any projects, any domain, right, storage account to data lake Gen 2 is the common for storing the intermediate data. Okay, so here I have a storage account. My storage account belongs to the data lake generation 2, right? Here I'm creating the containers. Containers means simple. For example, in Windows systems, okay, if you click on this PC, right, here we can create the drives. For example, C drive, D drive, E drive. Give me 1 minute. Sorry, guys. So if you click on this PC, right, here we are gonna create the like a drive, C drive, D drive, E drive. Drive means we can store any type of data. Same like in the containers, right? In the storage account, we are gonna create a container like a C drive, D drive, E drive. So here I'm gonna work on medallion architecture, right? So bronze container, silver container, gold containers. See, I have a bronze container, right? In this bronze container, there is a sample data available here. Browse the for files. Let me upload some sample data. For example, customer order data. Upload. Right. So I have some sample data is there. Right. So this is my CSV data, comma separated value data. I want to read this data into Databricks environment by using PySpark and Python code combination. Right? PySpark and Python code combination. Okay, this is my use case. So here in Databricks, platform wants to connect the data lake generation to, and whatever the data which is available in the branch container, that data I want to read into my Databricks environment. Right here, obviously, Databricks supports the Python language, and we have options to write the combination of PySpark as well. Right, Spark actually giving the purpose to perform the transformation. Even though by using Python pandas concepts also we can perform the transformation, but pandas there is a limitation. That is the reason 90% people actually preferring the PySpark code only, either in Databricks PySpark or else Fabric PySpark, Synapse Analytical PySpark, AWS Glue PySpark, and GCP pub and sub. Sorry, we have a Spark option is there. I just forgot the service name. And majority of the important environments, important services actually using this Spark combination of Python only. Okay, all right. This data in the bronze container data, I want to read into my Databricks environment. But unfortunately here, Databricks don't have direct approach to connect the to read the data from data lake gen 2. In Databricks, we don't have direct connectivity to connect the data lake gen 2, right? So for this reason, actually, in middle, there is a service coming to the picture. Okay. So in here we have a Databricks. Here we have a data lake gen 2, but here we don't have direct connectivities. For this reason, in Azure, there is a service called app registration. There is a service called app registration. Means here we are calling it as a service principle. Important interview question. What is service principle? Service principle. Okay, because purpose of service principle is we are using the Databricks platform. Databricks is a different one. Azure storage account is completely belongs to the Microsoft Azure service only. Databricks is a third-party service. This third-party service actually integrated into the Azure and AWS and GCP. While connecting to this third-party to the cloud system, right? We need a secure connection. Secure way, we need to provide the connectivity. Blindly, we are not giving the right. So we have a direct approach as is there for reading the data from Databricks to data lake gen 2. But in real-time projects, right, we used to follow the compliance and security and regularity, right? So for this reason, in data lake gen 2 and Databricks, there is a one middle service coming to the picture. The service name is called app registration. App registration. Okay. So with the help of app registration, this app registration actually sit into the middle, and it will take care of the two-way connectivity from data lake gen to Databricks and Databricks to data lake gen. Okay. All right. So first, let me. All right. I'm gonna open the one documentation. So 1 minute. sorry. Let me copy the one. Right. Okay. So this code actually belongs to the mount point creation code, guys. Mount point code. This code is a combination of Spark plus Python. Spark plus Python. Python actually, as a data engineer point of view, right, it depends upon the situation we are gonna write the code. So this is the one approach, common approach, right? In day-to-day, in day-to-day point of view, and every project there is a common approach. Okay, my data is available in containers. Okay, so by using Databricks, I want to connect the branch container. I want to write the data into silver container. Again, I want to connect to the silver container. Again, I want to write the data into gold container. Means this Databricks actually trying to connect these multiple containers, either reading or a writing. Sometimes we are reading the data, sometimes we are writing the data. Okay, so this Databricks wants to connect the each and every container. So for each and every container accessing, we need to create a mount point. Branch one mount point, silver one mount point, gold is one mount point. Mount point means simple. The way of accessing the container. For example, I want to access only branch container data. Okay, we need to create a branch container mount point creation. I want to connect only silver. We need to create a mount point. Mount point means which container data you want to access, which data you want to return, right? So that we can call it as a mount point. Mount point. Same like a data factory, we have a data set, right? Same like here, mount point. Okay, this code belongs to the mount point. So config is a variable. Same, few minutes back I explained, right? Variable. Okay, variable name is your wish, guys. Variable name is your wish. This code actually, which is provided by the Databricks community and Microsoft communities only. Okay, the community actually giving the all the ready-made code based upon your need. Just you can change the logic or change the naming convention. That's it. In my container, data is available in the form of CSV format. Right, this is one of the file format. CSV one file format, Excel one file format, JSON, Parquet, AVRGO, Delta, all are file formats. Okay, here we are handling the file formats data. That is the reason FS means file format. Which cloud you guys are planning to write the code, Azure or AWS or GCP? Okay, Azure account. Which authentication technique you guys are trying to write it here? Oh, authentication, because data is available in different cloud storages. Right, we need authentication techniques. Oh, authentication technique. Right, every third-party tools, right, nowadays Terraform, third-party tool for infrastructure provisioning point of view. Terraform actually supports the Azure and AWS and GCP. This Terraform is a third-party tool, but Terraform point of view, right, it will treat like a Azure one provider, right, GCP one provider, AWS one provider. Each and every provider, this Terraform giving the different syntaxes. Same pattern, same code, but somewhat syntax is different. The mount point code creation, Azure point of view syntax is different. AWS point of view syntax is different. GCP point of view syntax is different. Terraform point of view, it will treat like every cloud one provider. Same like Databricks also one of the third-party tool, right? This third-party tool actually support for all the clouds, Azure and AWS and GCP. Databricks point of view, Azure one provider, AWS one provider, GCP one provider. This code is fixed, guys. Whatever I just highlighted, right? The very first line and second line, those lines codes is fixed. Don't disturb that code. The code which is provided by the director communities only. And the next line. So client ID, right? Already told you, right? In Databricks, and we have a data legend. We don't have direct connectivity. Middle app registration service comes to the picture. Here, this is my app registration. Okay, app registration having the user ID and password. Please mute from your end. Right, generally every user actually having the user ID and password, right? Same like here, app registration having the user ID and password. This app registration actually going to act as a user in between data lake gen to Databricks. This user having the user ID and password. Okay, so client ID is the user ID. In the app registration left side, there is option called certificate and secrets. Here we have a options to create a password. For example, test password. Okay. In the live session related to Azure Data Engineer point of view, I will explain in detail related to the app registration, the way of creations. So copy this value. Value is the password. Value is the password. Okay, value is the password. Okay, client ID means user ID. Okay, anyway, this Databricks utilities I will explain later. Here, within the double quotes, just to provide the user ID. But this is not the right way approach to give the directly your user ID and password details. We need to store this sensitive information into the secrets. Guys, before raising the question, I'm repeating. This client ID password, we need to store into the key vault. The sensitive information Azure point of view, we are going to store into the key vault. Right? The key vault sensitive information we are fetching via secret scope with the help of Databricks utilities. I will explain this part later. Today, I'm going to focus on Python, PySpark. Next part is secret. Secret means password. Secret means password. Copy the value. This is the password and paste it here. Above one is the user ID. Below one is the password. And next we have an endpoint. And one more thing, left side is fixed. Don't disturb. Fixed. This one also fixed. Here also up to here fixed. Here we need to provide your Microsoft Azure portal tenant ID. Your Azure portal tenant ID. Go to the app registration, click on overview. So tenant ID, copy the tenant ID and paste it here. Okay, so this is the code we need to give it. Right, next Databricks utilities. Utilities I will explain later, guys. This Databricks utility is part of Databricks. Here we are handling the file system. We are creating the mount point. Here my source is Azure Blob, right? File system, so storage. Okay, here we need to provide your container name. My container name is branch container. May know the which storage account you guys are planning to handle. Okay, so copy the storage account name and paste it here. dfs.core.windows.net. The reason to explain the way of usage and Python in the sessions is Python concepts actually available into the w3school.com tutorials points and tutorial point or a ChatGPT also giving, even the YouTube channels also there, Udemy also is there. We need a actual usage, the way of writing in real world, especially data engineer point of view. That is the reason here I'm explaining this one, guys. Today I have my agenda to showcase at least a few of the labs related to the Python combination of especially Azure data engineer point of view. Okay, so again, which container you are trying to mount it, branch container. So this is the code you need to specify. See, here there is a spaces, four spaces. Indentation we need to follow. In case if you miss the indentation, it will throw the error. Okay, so here there is option to execute this cell, run cell, and make sure attach your cluster and run cell.
Bit confused. I think is the client ID and client secret the same, or did we mistake? Yeah,
okay,
I think
sorry. Thank you. Go to the app registration. Client ID 95 something. Where it is? Okay. Copy the client ID. Right. Thank you. Click on run cell. At the very first time, Databricks point of view, Spark, it will take time to execute the very first part. Right, true, means successfully we are creating the mount point. This is the indentation we need to follow, even though while writing the PySpark combination of Python code. Next, as usual, you can write this Spark code and read the data. You can write the data. Any questions, please, now?
It is provided by the community itself, but where we can find this code, sir?
Databricks community and
No.
Microsoft community.
Where we can find this? You just copied the rest of the code. From where we can find?
Already I just prepared everything into my local system. The projects, the scripts, the labs, everything.
In real time, sir, where we can find?
Real time already told you, right? For example, okay, Azure Databricks mount point creation code, okay, app registration. Right, open this one. See.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay.
One question. So is this mount point
Yes.
can be used to write the data as well?
Mount point only belongs to get the access for the containers. Either read or write your wish. Just it is a one-time activity to get the permission from the container.
Okay.
Now you can read the data from the branch container. You can write the data from the branch container. You can drop the duplicates. You can fill the null values. You can change the schema. Whatever you want, you can do it. Mount point code creation execution is a one-time activity. Every day, every time we are not execute this code. At the beginning of the project, right, we used to create a mount point code. It's a one-time activity.
Once it is established, how long it's going to be there?
Complete the Databricks your session.
Forever.
This Databricks forever. Yes.
Okay.
In your test.
Is there any alternate method?
Mount point is approach, right? This is the only approach. Mount point creation. Databricks, we have only one approach to connect your AWS, Azure, or GCP storages for secure manner. Even the one mount point code, right? We can create the multiple containers access.
So my question is basically after closing the cluster, did it exist after closing the cluster? Like
Closing means you are going to delete the cluster?
no, just when I closing this service, I can rerun on
Which
the different day.
service? Azure service or a storage service you are talking about? Which service?
This Databricks, when I see I'm working on the Databricks, and now today basis I close on the Databricks, and then again tomorrow I open the Databricks. So did it exist, the configuration part?
Yes. If your storage account is available, if the cluster backend is running, yes, the mount point code is still available.
Yeah. And the second question is, sir, in the interview round, like, did the interviewer ask about when I say that I
Yes.
use mount to just connect with my storage, did it he asks about on the like how you write the mount code something?
Yes, they will ask some people's actually asking to write the code. Just to provide the some skeleton of code only, not everything. Like try to create a variable and provide the brackets and tell them at the time of writing the code, right? So this code we just taken from these communities. The very first one is authentication. We are handling the file system. The type is authentication. The left side is a fixed one, right side fixed one. Next we have a Azure provider. I forgot to remember this complete provider details. Anyway, second line is provider. Third one is the client ID. Right, that client ID comes under the app registration. Next one is the password. Password also comes under the app registration under the certificate and secrets. Next, we have a endpoint to give the our Azure portal link. The HTTPS login Microsoft.com means once if you execute the code, what actually happened in the backend, right? It will goes to your Azure portal and checking the way whether your tenant ID is correct or not. If the tenant ID is correct, it will check whether this client ID and password is correct or not. If both are okay, both are valid, next it go and check whether the storage account is created or not, existing or not, branch container is existing or not. If everything is there, it will give the true condition. Tell them we need to pass the client ID, secret ID, and your Azure portal details. Next, we need to provide the container name and storage account name. That's it.
Okay.
Okay.
And the first one, the provided type, like.
Yes. First one is the authentication type.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Others?
Hi, this is Mubin. Is there
Yes,
any
please.
other way to connect with the container?
Yes, this is the
Only
best
we
approach.
can.
This is the best approach every project actually following, right? Even though we have a direct options to read the data from your data legend without appreciation also, right? We can read it, but that approach is not recommended. Means in your code, you are gonna specify your storage account name, everything. Let me show you. Right? So this is the one of the way to we can create it, but here we are directly specifying the storage account name, container name, right? Inside container in subfolder, the storage account having some sensitive information. We are showcase the sensitive information. Right? Above one also we are showcase the sensitive information, but here we can use the keyword with that for secret scope. We can get the secrets in this section by using Databricks utilities. This approach is the best recommended one. Instead of giving this approach, we are directly showcase the sensitive information, right? This is not the recommended one. Only this one is the recommended. Even though while writing the code into the interview, right? Go with the real-time code standards only.
Suppose I want to connect with the on-premise SQL. So how we can do it?
Through the Databricks directly.
Yeah.
So you need to write some JDBC connectivities here.
Okay.
So
Thanks.
generally, first ETL comes to the picture majority. Okay, the ETL actually take the data and loading the data into the data lake gen 2 or AWS S3 bucket. Next, you can use the Databricks. Even though Databricks having the direct approaches to connect your on-premises system, okay, read the SQL tables data into your Databricks. Okay, here we need to provide the JDBC connector details. Okay, next to the service connection details, the username and passwords.
One more, I need some clarification. From the external tables, creating the Unity catalog, something, right? We can by through also we can connect. What scenario we can is used? Actually, by using Unity catalog, external tables, and some schema we are maintaining, right? We are getting the file from container, and this approach
Same
is
approaches.
when to use.
External
Means
locations are internal location. No need to create a mount point because Unity catalog part of the Databricks. Okay. So here you need to define the database, the data warehouse, the database, the tables, right? Which table you are trying to read it. You can directly mention here itself only because Unity catalog part of Databricks, right?
Okay.
Any other questions, others?
Can you tell me the overview just when to use it? Unity catalog, which
No,
means
we are part of the Python. Today, Python 1. We are part of the Python. If you have any questions related to the Databricks, the workshop, right, you can ask those questions. If you have any questions related to the Python, let me know. The Python uses, let me know.
Okay.
Others, any questions, please? Okay, as usual, right? We can use the Spark code. You can read the data. Okay. So yesterday already shown, right? The one where it is. Now it's time to showcase the Airflow. In Airflow level, see, I have containers, for example, input location. Here in this project, my input is data lake gen 2. Here the data is available in branch container. Okay, here we are talking about the cloud point of view. So my in my testing purpose, here my input, there is a folder input. I just place those files into the in this section only. By using this Python concepts combination of Airflow, I want to connect this input and read the data, perform some transformation by using Python pandas concept. I want to write the data into the output location. Here, combination of the Airflow plus Python pandas, right? We are implementing the ETL concepts. So this is the cloud related ETL concept. Means here data factory comes to the picture, Databricks comes to the picture to perform the transformation. Okay, so either Python, right? Python actually available into the multiple places. Plenty of orchestration tools actually, even though supporting the Python. One of the important orchestration is Airflow, right? Airflow also, right? Especially when we go for Airflow, when we go for Delta live tables in Databricks, complex related data workloads. Complex data related workloads means obviously we need to write a Python code, right? So while reading point of view, while writing point of view, to perform the transformations point of view, some advanced automations, usability, right? Definitely, right? Python is the best choice here. Okay. In the Airflow also, we can use the Python concepts, especially pandas concept. We can perform the transformation, right? Let me show you and let me execute the code. Already Databricks platform, I just execute the code, right? Here, let me execute the Airflow code in front of you guys. Let me close this one. And yesterday I already explained. This DAG actually having the Python files. I'm trying to open these all the files into my ID tool. So this is my main DAG, Airflow DAG. Okay. While writing the code, mandatory the packages, libraries, you need to import the very first part. And this is the variable. And we just assign the main part. This variable actually holding the right side one. Okay, this is my DAG actually. DAG means workflow, means pipeline. This DAG having the task, right? ETL point of view, transformation, extraction, transformation, loading, right? Majority data engineer, we are going to focus on transformations. The data cleaning, data validation, dropping the duplicates, joining, optimization, right? Part of the transformation, right? This DAG actually having all the tasks. In the live sessions, I will explain guys. This is the high level project. We have a separate workshop related to the Airflow. Okay, at the time, in detail, I will explain no worries. Okay, I'm planning to conduct plenty of Python free workshops, no worries. Today and tomorrow, my agenda, I'm planning to showcase the usage of the Python and data engineering point of view. And next coming days and coming workshops, we'll discuss some underlying some Python basics, the way of usage in actual data engineer. Like the way we'll see one by one. It will take some time to understand. Okay, so this DAG.
Yeah, just last question, sir. So using DAG, we are not using the ADF or something.
No,
we are only using the Python code like performing for the
DAG part of Airflow. Transformation part of the transformation. I'm using the Python pandas concept. Okay. Even though while writing the Airflow DAG also, we need to follow the Python related indentation. 1 minute.
Okay. So is it not like this? If like using DAG, like using Airflow, we can define the ETL part
Yes.
using ADF, and then we just
No. Airflow is different. ADF is different. Airflow, one of the orchestration ETL tool. Data Factory, one of the ETL tool. Data Factory belongs to the Azure. Airflow not belongs to the any cloud. Airflow also one of the third-party tool. Same like a Databricks, same like a Terraform. Airflow also one of the third-party tool. This third-party tool, we have a options to integrating with the Azure and AWS and GCP. Okay.
Okay.
Right. AWS Glue related to AWS. Data Factory belongs to Azure Data Factory. Right. Airflow also separate orchestration, separate ETL too. Orchestration means automatically, right, connecting to the source systems, perform the transformation, loading the data. This pipelines running automatic manner, scheduled wise. Manually, we are not executing anything. That is the meaning of the orchestration. Airflow is one of the very famous orchestration tool. Data Factory, very famous orchestration tool. Glue also one of the famous orchestration tool.
Yeah, understood. So for transformation, we can use either Python or we can use PySpark.
Airflow point of view, only Python pandas. Note this point.
No PySpark.
Airflow. Yes. Okay.
Okay. Okay, understood.
Right. When you are working with the Databricks environment, you can use the either pandas or else PySpark. It's up to you. Then Databricks platform. In case if you are using the Synapse Analytical one, Fabric, you can use the PySpark or else pandas also. In AWS Glue also, your wish. Either Python, pandas, PySpark, your choice. But Airflow point of view, this Airflow, guys, Airflow actually available in my local system, not into the cloud. Note this point. Airflow available in cloud and local. Airflow is an open source. Airflow available in cloud, Airflow available in on-premises systems as well. Got it? Cloud is different, on-premise is different. For example, my system you can treat like on-prem. My local laptop not belongs to the any cloud. This laptop actually maintained by me only. You can treat like on-prem. This Airflow available in my local system. The input data is available in my local system. Right? You can treat like this Airflow available in my local system, not into the cloud. Okay. Right. Anyway, next coming weekends, I will explain this Airflow project in detail. Right. So this DAG means simple ADF pipeline, guys. Simple DAG means directed acyclic graph. DAG in Airflow level, we are calling it as a DAG. Data Factory point of view, we are calling it as a pipeline. Both are same. Generally, pipeline having the activities, right? If you take ADF, a pipeline having the activities like a lookup, for each copy, same like DAG also having the task activities, right? Task. One task, whether the file is available or not. One task, we need to load the data. One task, dropping the duplicates. One task, handling the missing values. One task to take care of the data types. Like the way, plenty of tasks available. For each and every task, you need to write a one Python file. Note this point. For every task, DAG means it is a pipeline. Pipeline having the task, extraction one task. There are plenty of transformations, right? Maybe 20 transformation. Each and every transformation, you need to write a one Python file, means 20 Python file, right? Here I am writing the Python code combination of the pandas. Okay, earlier Databricks, we are going to work on Python combination of Spark. Here Python combination of pandas. Transformation point of view, right? We need to use the pandas concept. Pandas alias name PD. This is the Python function. Instead of writing the some ABCD examples, better you just focus on main reality use cases.
I got two questions.
Let me finish this one and I will give some time.
Okay.
This is the Python function. Python function starts with the def keyword, and this is Python function name. I'm passing the some arguments, keywords arguments. Anyway, I will explain this later. Here I'm pulling that file. Here I'm pulling the file from the, there is a clean. There is a, see, this convert.data types, actually this Python file depends upon the, right, standardized column. There is a one more Python file is there. This file depends upon the another file. This file, right, pulling the file from the different file. This file pulling the data from the different file. Okay, there is a dependency, guys. Okay, there is a dependency. For example, I want to drop the duplicates. Next only I want to drop the replace the null values. Next only I want to standardize the columns. So like the way there is a dependency one after another one. Next I am reading the file. In Spark, here we are writing Spark code, right? Let me show you. Df variable spark.read.format, right? Format, CSV format.
Okay, option header comma true and 1 minute control list and option infer schema true. Next dot load. Let me provide the mount point /mnt in the branch container data is available. Next display, right? I just print the message. Shift enter. The request is not authorized. The meaning is here we are using the storage account, right? So as per earlier discussion, Databricks don't have direct connectivity for taking the data, reading the data from data lake gent. Middle app registration comes to the picture, right? Even though app registration also, we need to give the access to the data lake gent. Okay, so let me provide one access. Go to the storage account in IAM. Anyway, I will explain these concepts in the data engineer point of view. Add role assignment. Here I'm giving the permission to the app registration. Role is storage blob data view. Don't spend time related to this part. Just focus on the way of usage Python in Airflow level and Databricks level. Storage blob, something contributor. Member is copy the app registration name. Here I'm giving the access to the app registration. This app registration want to connect to this data lake gen2 and read the data, and that result actually it's gonna give to the Databricks. It will take some time. Run this in. Reject, I don't want this. Run this in. Right. Right. Here we are reading the data by using spark.read. We are reading the data from the container, branch container. Okay, but in pandas, right? Pandas here we are using the PD aliasing, right? If you want, you can give the pandas only direct. Okay, the data is available in JSON format, guys. That is the reason read underscore JSON. If it is a CSV, read underscore CSV. In Spark, okay, here format, you need to give the format CSV park AVRO JSON. Okay, this header must and should come to the first part. That is the reason header comma true. We have a customer ID having some data, right? I want to follow the data types. The data available in branch container. Branch container having some file. The file already having some data types. Same data types I want to follow in Databricks environment. That is the reason infer schema comma true. In case if you are not giving the infer schema comma true, Databricks actually treat like every data type, it will treat like a string. Okay, this is the Spark way. By using Python Spark way, we are reading the data from the containers. By using Python pandas also, right, we can read the data. This is the reading the data. Now this one we are trying to push it. This XCOM, the pull and push, I will explain later. And obviously, right, here the Python having the looping concepts, loopings, right, for loop. Okay, loops. For here, there is a data frame. We have a data frame, DF, right? Two files available, two CSV files. One is an input location. Two CSV files available, 2018 and 2019. Okay, I am trying to take the two CSV file. I am trying to convert the data types. This main intention, this file is we are trying to convert the data types. Okay, maybe integer to string, string to integer, something. Okay, so every Python file actually have some transformation code by using combination of Python and pandas. Okay, if you see this one more Python file function, same pandas import, Python function, normal Python function, def keyword, Python function name, arguments, pulling the data, right? By using if condition, we are checking
If there is any, in case if the files is not available, right, it will raise the error. Okay, we are reading the file with the help of pandas pd read json, and there is a function, common function, guys. Transformation point of view, the functions is common in pandas level, pyspark level. For example, if you want to drop the duplicates, same drop duplicate function only. Filling the null values, fill any function, right? The way of standardizing column, same. Converting the data type, same. So majority pandas, pyspark having the same functions, same transformations functions. Okay, only little bit logic is different, but majority both are following the same process. But every file having the extension .py. We are calling all Python files into the main file. Multiple tasks. At the end, I am trying to provide the dependency. First, I want to execute this file. First task is to check the file, whether the file is available from the input location or not. If it is available, then only I want to load the data. Once the load is completed, I want to drop the duplicates. There is a dependency. While doing the ETL point of view, there is a dependency, right? If you drop the duplicate successfully, then only I want to handle the missing value. In case if there is an errors in the third task, right, it won't goes to the next places. Until we fix this one and rerun the pipeline, then only it will start with the next one onwards. So like the way we are specifying the dependencies. Okay. So meanwhile, if you have any questions, let me know. Parallelly, I'm executing this code.
I think
let's say, go ahead.
I think I got the answer. Like, so Airflow is only to transform local data. We are not touching cloud.
No. Even though cloud also.
Cloud we can do. What is
Already
the
told you, right?
connectivity? Yeah. What is the connectivity that we do in the Airflow?
We have executors available concepts.
Executors. Okay.
We have a cloud-based executors, local executor. I am using the local executor to run the code in my local system.
Got it.
Okay. If it is a cloud, it will depends upon the one important point. Airflow depends upon the Docker. In a cloud level, local systems level, you need to install the Docker. If you are using the cloud, obviously we are going to use the Kubernetes. Okay. And we are not part of the DevOps. With the help of DevOps team help only, we are doing the Airflow related workloads. We are focusing on only this Python code and DAG only, guys. Remaining the setup, the Docker thing, everything will be taken care by the DevOps team.
One last question: where do we mention that which to use, like to pull the data from cloud or to get it from locally? How do
Here I'm trying to showcase in my local only, not a cloud.
Okay.
Even though cloud, right? Sorry.
Does it choose on its own?
Yes.
Okay.
Treat like the on-premises level, I'm executing the code. Okay. Same one we can execute into the cloud, but here we need a support for the DevOps team and admin team. Okay.
Yeah,
so the biggest challenge is while working with the Airflow, definitely we need a admin team help and DevOps team help. Without these guys, right, we can't execute the code into the cloud. Definitely we need this team's helps in reality.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Others, please.
Yeah, actually, the dependency, right? Execution dependency. Let's say 5 records getting loaded and during 6th record it get failed. So what about, so the later point we corrected that and we are going to rerun the same task, right? So what about first 5 records, those getting rolled back or what it is?
No. Already that 5 records flows moved into the destination, right? Every orchestration, right? There is a common basic. For example, in all places, we are creating the pipeline. This pipeline's intention to take the data. 5 records are, you can treat like a 5 tables. 4 tables copied successfully from source to the target. Your target already having the 4 tables, right? There is issue in 5th table. That is the reason pipeline actually gonna fail. When you rerun the pipeline, right, it will take care of only 5th line copy of the data. Okay, always your orchestration tool will take care of only whatever the fail actually happening, right? On that time only it will run. Because If you again your pipeline trying to take the copy first to second, right? It will again time, right? Again, it will take the pipeline duration time, right? That is not the right approach to orchestration tools. Your gestation already having the data. Always it will pick the whatever the data is missing from the source system, that data onwards from that. That is how we need to design. That is how that is our responsibility, the way of designs. Okay. So we are using the car, right? So if you do the proper driving, right, then only car goes to the correct places. The roadmap, right? We need to decide where to go. Okay, car actually giving the everything, but the way of driving is important. The instructions, the driving. Okay, same here. ADF actually the orchestration actually having the everything, but we need to give the proper instructions in your pipeline. You need whatever you are giving the right, it will understand the same pattern. It will go. Others, please.
Can we call the SQL syntax in the Python code?
Yes. In Databricks environments, I will show you. We can write the SQL code also. The notebook having the plenty of cells, right? Okay, we can write the Spark SQL code as well. Same select statement.
No, I'm saying
conditions.
I'm asking like Airflow. Yeah, Airflow is calling the Python code, right?
Only Python, no SQL.
Yeah, in Python code, we can again call the SQL flow, right?
No. In case if you have a database, if you want to read the data from data into your Airflow, you need to provide some JDBC connectivities. You can read it here. Okay, once the read is completed, just we are reading it. Later, you can write again Python code to perform some your transformation, not a SQL codes. Okay, but the beauty of the Databricks platform is, right? The beauty of this notebooks is we can write the combination of Python code and Spark code and Spark SQL code as well. Okay. If you take the notebook, one cell you can write SQL code, one cell you can write Python, one cell Scala, one cell R. Combination of Spark SQL also we can write.
And in the Airflow, we are calling the notebook of the Databricks, right?
No. Here Airflow is a different one. My local one only. Here I'm not calling any notebooks. Airflow is a different platform, right? We are connecting to your data lake Gen 2 or AWS S3 bucket or a local system. We're reading the data and writing Python pandas, not a Databricks.
Sir, one question from my side is, see, the organization using ADF like Azure Service also, and they are also using the Airflow. So is it that they are using both platform Airflow as well as the Azure Service like ADF or something to orchestrate both from both using both for the different data, like as per their requirement, they are using Airflow also, they are using ADF also for orchestration. Is it?
Yes. Combination of we can use the multiple things. First of all, imagine there is a big client, Boston Consulting Group, one of the biggest insurance related client in Cognizant. This Boston having the plenty of data and applications and RDBMSs, right? Some legacy applications there. Their intention to migrate from the on-premises to the cloud system, and their intention to maintain some own applications they are trying to maintain in the on-premises only. They are just pushing 60% things into the cloud, 40% they are planning to maintain into their own on-premises due to some reasons. Okay, here there is a separate structured data is there, separate file formats is there, separate real-time streaming it is there. Okay, so anyway, we are a data engineer. We are working on Cognizant company. Client is Boston Consulting Group. This Boston Consulting Group actually giving for own laptop for accessing the obviously the client platforms. Correct, right? Or else we have a VMware is there, or else some connectivity is there directly to connect the client systems. Here, imagine we sometimes here we are gonna work on Boston some big data workloads, right? Big data either in on-premises or else cloud. So here on-premises point of view, right? Due to some cost reasons or else some private related security point of view, sorry for the background noise, due to some internal authentication, some internal reasons, they want to develop big data workloads into the on-premises. Okay, there is some devices is there, some robotic systems devices is there. The devices producing the data. One device, one robotic, RPA, robotic process automation, RPA, one robot generating Excel data. It's running on hourly basis. One robot actually running on daily 1 or 2 times. One bot actually running on every minute. One bot actually running weekly once. One bot actually running on quarter wise. So there are bots available. These bots actually developed by the .NET application. These bots generating the data. Their intention to design ETL in on-premises their own privileges. Here, they're asked me to write one pipeline to handle the complex related workloads. They don't need graphical representation because graphical representation, there is a limitation. We can't handle the millions of records or terabytes, petabytes of data. It's a huge amount of data. Definitely, we need to write a code. Their intention, they don't want to go to the cloud due to cost or some private related. Here we design the Airflow, same pattern, whatever I just showing, right? Same pattern, right? We just pass the shared drive connectivity to take the files, to read the one by one bot. Okay, so we are reading it and perform the transformation. The DAG having the all the tasks, transformations. Okay, so we just perform it and move it. So this Airflow we are performing through the on-premises point of view. And parallelly, we are supporting to the cloud, the Boston having the one Azure portal. We are just design the cloud related portal. ADF by using ADF, we just handle the simple structured data pipelines. And some data is there. We are directly using the Databricks platform to connect these on-premises systems and take the data. And we are directly writing a pyspark code and load the data into data warehouses. So depends upon the account, whether the account is a bigger one, means Boston Consulting is a bigger account. The account having the plenty of projects in sub-projects, sub-applications, right? .NET, Ruby Rails, Java, some applications is there. So they are handling the huge one. So here the requirement, maybe some accounts, small accounts only. There is a very, very small, there is a Duke Energy Corporation. Okay, that is one of the insurance one, but there is a factory related what I can say, some products. Okay, those are very, very simple data. Here we are using the normal ADF only. We are not encouraging the Airflow and all. Right, there are simple one only. Okay, so here the account, the usage, the cost, the billing, the security, the compliance. So depends upon these factors, we are deciding which tool we are using. Only single or a multiple. At the time of attending the interview, in your resume, obviously you guys are gonna specify multiple things. In a current project, my suggestion, put only one tool, one ETL. If you add Databricks, if you add ADF, if you add Synapse Analytical in current project, right? No one actually gonna consider your explanation. If you give this explanation, what few minutes back I explained, right? Take that example and convey them. Then only they can understand, because everyone not actually part of the, right, all the accounts. Maybe some interviewers part of big accounts, some interviewer part of like a small account, small projects. So you need to convey. Okay.
Yeah, understood. So either we can use the Airflow for some project, or we can also use the ADF plus Databricks for some project, because generally we use ADF plus Databricks.
Yes. Correct.
Thank
you. Anyway, give me a minute. Let me execute the code. Right. Docker executor. 1 minute. I need to pull the document in my local system. Airflow. Let me share my screen again. Right.
Right. I want to run this command, my local terminal. So it is 1 minute, sorry. It is Airflow. It is provide the path. Next here, I'm running the Docker in my local. What happened? Airflow project version is absolute. Please remove it, avoid the potential confusion. Okay, sorry, cd space dot dot one. Let me go to the one step back. Right. The Airflow main itself file is available, right? Correct path only. Okay, why it's going Project main. This one, local compose, local executor, right? Docker compose -f, local executor, or else I will execute the another one, another Airflow. cd space dot cd space dot cd space path. Now let me execute this one. PostgreSQL only I'm using. Postgres 9.6 only, the pros one. DAX, Airflow. Good. Anyway, let me stop it today. Okay, anyway, there is a Docker actually I need to run in my local. There is a issue, the Airflow in local setup. Anyway, we'll see next one. I need to check these connectivities and all from my end. Okay, that's it related to the today's session. And I will conduct one more session. And give me a minute, guys. My Docker is opening. Okay, anyway, let me start the session today. If you have any questions, let me know before I wind up the call. Again, we have a few more Python workshops is there. 2 or 3 more Python workshops. Some of the use case I will explain. Again, I will explain some basics like a lambda functions and exception handling and some OOPS concepts. Those implementations into their data engineering level. Okay. Any questions before I wind up the call? If you have any questions, let me know, please.
Yeah, I have a question, please.
Please.
Yeah, is this Python class also with the pyspark, or the pyspark is different?
Yeah, pyspark is different, but data engineer point of here, I'm talking about the data engineer. Data engineer point of view, sometimes we are going to write the combination of Python Spark. Sometimes we are completely going to write on Python plus pandas. My agenda, I just shown the code in 2 ways.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, thank you all. Have a good day. Thanks for joining this session.